All right, welcome back guys for the final plant transfer video. So in this video, I'll be transferring all of the plants that are not in a large size container into a large size container. So basically into the Home Depot buckets, into that other bigger blue bucket, and also another type of bucket that's larger for the peppers. All right, so in the greenhouse currently, I have a few plants in the larger size containers, but I planted them to where the soil level was about 3/4, and for those I am going to fill the remaining space, the remaining quarter space with soil. So I'm just gonna pack the remaining with soil so that there will be enough support for the stem of the plant with the extra soil. So I'm basically, when everything is all said and done, the container is going to be completely full with soil. It's not going to be 3/4 level. So again, this is the last video on the transfer. So from this point on, what I did was I put everything in the greenhouse, because at this time it was still kind of cold at certain points of the day, especially at night. So I kept them in the greenhouse to maintain the higher temperatures, and I still had the heater in there to just to maintain those higher temperatures that is suitable for plant growth. And then right before we went to New York, I took all of them out. Because at that point it was beginning to get warm enough for them to, throughout the whole day, it was beginning to get warm enough throughout the whole day for them to be able to sustain the outside temperatures or the outside weather. Okay, so I've gotten pretty far along here so far. The bags of soil to the right of those containers are that's the soil that I'm using. So that is the best soil that I can find. It is Nature's Care organic potting mix. Okay, so I'm doing container gardening. Okay, so you have to get the proper soil for whatever garden that you're getting. So I'm doing container gardening. So I got a potting mix because I'm doing container garden. Potting garden, whatever you want to call it. And I like to grow organic. I don't want to get a soil that has pesticides, herbicides, all these other potentially harmful chemicals in it. So I got organic soil as a result. Now, I got these soil. This soil normally is about $10.99, about $11. I waited until the what do they call it? Is it the spring sale? I waited until like the spring sale to where they were selling them $6 per bag instead of the $10.99, $11 per bag that they normally come. So I waited till the right amount of time, and I went and did a huge Home Depot haul and bought a bunch of soil. So that what I have should be enough to carry the remaining garden that I have. The soil that I had prior, that I put in these containers prior, was the one that I recycled. So the soil that I have is a combination of recycled soil and the soil from the new bag. So that way I saved a lot of money from having to use a bunch of soil from a new bag. So I saved a lot of money doing that. So again, that bag is called Nature's Care Organic Potting Mix. And again, it's probably best to get those while they're on sale. All right, so far, again, looks like I'm coming along very well. What I'm doing, again, transferring everything that is not in a large size container yet into a large size container. Right now, again, I would say about half of them were already in the large size container, and the other half may have been in the medium size container. So I just transferred the medium size ones into the larger size containers, and I packed the soil full, basically. Pack the soil around the stem to make sure that they'll be strong enough to hold the stem and the plant as they're growing taller and taller. After this, all of this, like I said, all of this is going into the greenhouse, and later on, I'm going to show that I bought worm casting that I would add into some of these containers. Just a little bit of worm casting here and there that I would put into the containers. Worm casting is supposedly really good for the garden. I've done a good amount of research and found that it's really good for the garden, that it's a natural fertilizer, that it basically continues the fertilization process for your garden as it just continue, as the plants continue to grow. It's not like your typical fertilizer that you have to reapply every 2 weeks or every month or so. It's, again, worm casting is supposed to be a natural fertilizer. So, but again, at this point, I'm pretty much done at this point. The only thing that I did not fully plant would be the sweet potatoes, because at this point, the slips were not, I didn't have enough slips ready that with enough roots to be able to plant for all 3 of those containers. So I believe right now I only had 1 of the sweet potato containers planted, just 1, which again, the sweet potatoes this year, it's not going as well as I wanted to go. The slips are not growing as well. Again, 2 of the potatoes, they just kind of rotted and just went away. I had to discard them. But yeah, that's pretty much it. As it looks like I'm done here so far. And so I saved a whole bag of the Nature's Care potting mix. I saved the whole bag, and I believe another half, and that's what I'm going to use for the other 2 sweet potato containers. The containers are not in view right now. I believe they're in the kind of like in the top corner over there on the side. So that's what that's where, yeah, so there's 2 bags left. I think it's about 2 bags and a half, or 1 bag and a half once I get some out of that bag. But anyway, that's pretty much it. I've got everything in the greenhouse. Add in some final watering and fertilization, and that's about it. I'm cleaning up, and that's it. Thanks for watching. Peace. This is Dap the E-Vegan. I'll be putting out more videos and content, so please like, subscribe, and share for more updates. Continue evolving. Peace. Also, use my referral code in the description below to get 1,000 miles of free supercharging with the purchase of a new Tesla.